Okay, get this. It's 1966. You're a writer for The New Yorker, one of the best magazines on the planet, and you are totally stuck on a huge article. The deadline's breathing down your neck. So what do? Well, if you're John McPhee, you spend almost 2 weeks just lying on a picnic table, staring at the sky. Sounds like the absolute opposite of productive, doesn't it? But believe it or not, that was the key to unlocking one of his greatest pieces. And that story, as wild as it sounds, gets right to the heart of what we're digging into today. It's this pretty radical idea, a complete rethinking of what it even means to be productive. We're calling it the case for slow productivity. But before we get to the good stuff, the solution, we've got to talk about the problem. And honestly, it's a problem so many of us feel every single day. You know, that constant nagging pressure to just do more, go faster, be on all the time? Yeah. We're basically all caught in what you could call the productivity trap. Here's a perfect story of this trap in action. Picture it. It's 1995, and the head of the TV network CBS, a guy named Leslie Moonves, walks through his office at 3:30 on a Friday, and it's empty. He was absolutely furious. His network was stuck in third place, and his solution? Simple. Everyone had to work longer hours, more visible activity. The assumption there is pretty clear, right? More time spent in the chair must equal better results. But is that actually true? I mean, really, does just being seen working, looking busy all the time actually lead to those breakthrough ideas? You know, the kind of ideas that could save a TV network or create something truly valuable? Let's, for a second, really challenge that core belief. So here's the thing. This enemy we're talking about, it needs a name. And there's a great one for it. Pseudo-productivity. It's basically the culture of performing business, answering emails the second they hit your inbox, jumping on every single call, making sure you look busy, all as a stand-in for doing the work that actually, truly matters. And listen, this isn't just some academic theory. This is the reality for so many people. I mean, one project manager literally said his job was just about churning out lots of artifacts, basically creating the appearance of work, whether it had any real impact or not. Does that sound at all familiar? And just how deep does this frantic activity go? Well, get this. One study found that the average knowledge worker, so someone who works at a desk, basically, checks their email or IMs once every 6 minutes. 6. Just think about that for a second. We've literally trained ourselves to live in this state of constant, nonstop reaction. I mean, it's exhausting, right? And the crazy part is, it's not even working that well. So, what if there was another way? A slower, more sustainable, and actually a much better way to get things done. Okay, so this is the heart of it, slow productivity. It's built on 3 really simple but powerful principles. First, do fewer things. And this means being absolutely ruthless about prioritizing what actually matters so you can focus your energy there. Second, work at a natural pace. Forget the frantic 9-to-5 grind. This is about letting work unfold more naturally. Some days might be a sprint, sure, but other days are for slow, deep thinking. And when you do those first 2 things, it makes the third, and maybe the most important, principle possible. Obsess over quality. Because when you're not spread thin and you're not constantly rushing, you can finally make the quality of what you do, not the sheer volume, the thing that really counts. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds nice, in theory. But does it actually work in the real world? Well, let's look at some incredible examples of this philosophy in action. This is the power of slow. Let's talk about Jane Austen. For years, she was totally bogged down with the day-to-day grind. We're talking farm chores, running a school, the whole deal. But then her family moved to a place called Chawton Cottage, and suddenly her obligations were way, way less. And guess what happened? She entered this unbelievable period of productivity, publishing 4 of the greatest novels ever written in just 5 years. By doing fewer things, she created masterpieces. Or how about this one, the mathematician Andrew Wiles. Since he was a kid, he dreamed of solving something called Fermat's last theorem, a math problem that had stumped the greatest minds for over 350 years. To tackle it, he did something pretty radical. For 7 years, he started saying no to almost everything else. He worked in secret up in his attic, creating this bubble of intense, unbroken focus, all to achieve that one single breakthrough. He did fewer things to accomplish the one thing that mattered most to him. And I love this quote. It's from the singer-songwriter Jewel. Early in her career, when she was actually homeless, she got offered $1 million record deal. $1 million. And she turned it down. Why would anyone do that? Because she knew, deep down, she wasn't ready yet. She needed more time to really hone her craft. She chose quality over a quick payday, and her motto became, "Hardwood grows slowly." What a perfect way to put it. True, lasting value just takes time. So when you hear all these stories, it kind of forces you to step back and ask a really big question, doesn't it? We've all been chasing this frantic, exhausting, and, let's be honest, pretty shallow idea of productivity. But what if we've had it completely wrong this whole time? And that brings us all the way back to our guy on the picnic table, John McPhee. See, he wasn't being lazy, he was working. He just understood something fundamental, that real productivity isn't about that frantic daily hustle. No, it's about consistency. It's about showing up day after day and just adding one little drop to the bucket. Because over time, that slow, steady effort, well, that's what fills the bucket all the way to the top. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. We are so obsessed with speed, right? With life hacks and getting more done right now. But what if the real secret is the exact opposite? What great, meaningful, lasting work could you create if you just had the courage to step back from all the frenzy and give your very best ideas the time they actually need to grow?